Kicking It With KeKe. Kicking It With KeKe. Kicking It With KeKe. Full of personalities. Switching up the storyline on God, we making history.
Writing books, changing lives, one day at a time. Put your problems to the side. Enjoy yourself. Free your mind.
Kicking It With KeKe. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Kickin' It With KeKe, life, love, and all that other shit. I am your host, KeKe Chanel, award-winning author, lifestyle blogger, and certified life coach. The overall theme for Kickin' It With KeKe is to promote personal development and mindset. When we operate as our highest self, we go through life more abundantly. But I have something new for you guys today. I have a new segment of Kicking It With KeKe called Friendship and Fashion. I am here with one of my, we've been friends for a long time, since college, y'all. Since we were in our 20s. So over 20-something plus years of friendship. I like to give my guests the opportunity to introduce themselves. So, Tricia, go ahead and tell the people who you are, love.
Hi, I am Tricia Toussaint. My handle is Aura by LeToussaint. That is my blog, which is a fashion blog for beauty and lifestyle. I'm also a critical care registered nurse and have been for the last 15 years. And I am so elated to share the stage with you today, KeKe. Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Absolutely. You already know, man. This has been a long time coming. We had already talked about this like years ago, and then here it is. Like, because alignment, I feel like time is always the right time. And the fact that we're talking about friendship and fashion, because look, y'all see her. If you ain't watching on YouTube, y'all need to go on over to YouTube and watch this gorgeous lady. Like, she has always been about fashion. Like when we met at Southeastern, lying up high, don't hate. And although she did go to Southern and you know, and all this kind of stuff too, but yeah, you have always been someone who has been into fashion. Like, when did you get into fashion? Were you a little girl that came out the womb just like, you know, ready? When did you know that fashion was something that was interesting for you?
Actually, I didn't even realize it until my adult years.
Really?
Yes, honestly, I didn't even realize it because of the simple fact that I was doing something I thought was natural, just putting on clothes, kind of like wanting to simply stand out, not wanting to look like everybody else. I thought that was kind of natural, just to be my own person. So I really didn't get to learn about the background of fashion until I became an adult, honestly. So,
Wow.
yeah, I mean, I'm excited, you know, where this journey is actually taking me. But I'm just not all about fashion. I'm very compassionate. First of all, my first love is taking care of mankind. That's how and why I became a registered nurse. And I mean, you and I talked about blogging back in 2016. You brought it to my attention then.
Yes.
Was like, do what? I mean, I had no idea what blogging was about. And for you to actually help me channel my passion for fashion, because my calling is taking care of people, but my passion is fashion. And for you to actually back then in 2016, just to give me the idea to channel that passion, it was just mind-blowing. And here I am today, like, I'm excited. Thank you.
And you doing it so well, man. You do it so well. I implore you guys to go and follow her, and I will make sure that all of her email as well as her social media handles will be in the show notes, so you don't have a choice but to go and follow and see all the amazing things that she has going on. But you know, before we get into fashion a little bit more, I want to talk about the friendship side, because like I said, we've been friends for a long time. We've had some obstacles as well as other friends to try and come in to destroy the friendship and the bond that we have. So what does friendship mean for you?
Oh my God. Like, I think that can be defined. That's an infinite definition. There's just no ending to how someone should describe what a friendship means to them.
Mhm.
And I can honestly say my ultimate and most loving friendship of all is my husband of 20, almost 20 years, my best friend. But when it comes to comparing friendship as far as like with other females, I need someone that's going to be on my team. And what I mean by being on my team, someone that has a listening ear,
Mhm.
someone who is going to help build me, take me
Mhm.
by the hand in my most weakest and most vulnerable moments,
Mhm.
and help build me up. Someone that I can learn from and that's going to instill constant wisdom into me and pour into me and not drain me. And someone who does not consider me as a threat,
Ooh.
where there's a level of signs of envy and jealousy. So, I mean, this definition can be ongoing. Like, even in my days of not feeling good when I like to work out, I have that one friend that pushes me to my highest potential. Like, come on, let's get up and go to this boot camp. Let's go lift weights,
Mhm.
Or I have someone who might, even like I want to call about my finances, like my friend that I can trust and not judge me, like, oh, but you bought this, so why X, Y, and Z? Like, I
Mhm.
want someone that's gonna like instill constant wisdom into me, God's wisdom, because I feel like that's everlasting.
Absolutely. And I love that. Pour into me, not drain me. We
Oh
have
wow.
so many leeching spirits out there where they always call, and never call to check on you, but they're always wanting you to be there for them. I've come across that so much. I've lost a lot of people. I don't even look at them as lost. I just look at them as like God put them in my life for a reason, a season, and a blessing and a lesson. And I've learned from that. Maybe they learned from whatever we had going on, but I can't move. I can't want for them more than they want for themselves. So
Correct.
I love your definition of friendship. We have to have those friendships where we're not going to always be, the strong friend. We have weak moments. And I know
Yes.
that you are a registered nurse, and that right there in itself is stressful
Oh yes.
because you have to deal with different spirits every day, different energies every day, family
Right.
members, making sure that
Right.
your patients are looked after and cared for. You may hear something that you would like to voice to the family members, but sometimes you have to step back because, protocol, HIPAA laws,
Correct.
and things like that.
Correct.
Yes. So
Absolutely.
having those different friendships, or friends, I should say, to pour in you when you need them most. And sometimes you just need to vent. Oh my God. Sometimes
Correct.
you need to vent. And I love how you said that you and Kevin has been friends. And look, I remember when you first met him and I was like, oh, and he was so different, man.
Mhm.
And I'm so glad that you guys are still in love with each other after all
Yes,
this
we are.
time, because,
Thank you.
life happens, man. And sometimes people don't bounce back from that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm forever grateful. I'm humble. And I have truly been blessed to have him in my life. Absolutely.
I'm so glad. But I want to talk about something else you said too about friendship not being envious of you, because we all heard about the young lady that went on vacation with her
Oh my
so-called
God.
friends and lost her life. And it was tragic. And it made me look at life and friendships, our relationships, in a different way, because if we're going on vacation together and then you even with the distress that I had going on and the lies that were told, it was just, I don't know how to feel about that situation, and we ain't gonna get into it too much. But friends that have that envious or that jealous spirit, what do you want to tell a listener that is probably dealing with that? Because we've all been there, we've all done that. What can you say about friends when it comes to frenemies, I should say?
In the spiritual world, they always say the spirit knows the spirit.
Yes, yes. Mm-hmm.
So I know that I'm fully aware at time. Most of the times, I'm fully aware when there's some negative energy amongst me.
Mm-hmm.
And so of course I look for those red flags. Okay. I can honestly say that I always refer back to the scripture, iron sharpens iron, as a countenance of a friend. And if that individual does not sharpen you, and you come across the spirit of envy or jealous, it's time to step back, because that's a spirit you can't fight alone. You definitely need God to guide you and give you discernment and know when to pull back. And even if you don't want at that moment to give up on that individual, find a way, pray about a way to approach them, to see if there's some means of like communication that you're not fully aware of. You know, there may be some disconnect that you, again, could help this person get back connected to. But if this person cannot see or even want your growth, then it's time to move on. Like, you have to find a way to pull back without causing conflict, because I'm okay with closing a chapter. Everyone is not meant to be on your journey.
Absolutely.
I mean, you should evolve and want to grow each and every day. You should wake up every day a different person. And if that person is not feeding into you and don't want to see you happy and don't want to see your level of growth, sis, listen, I want to take you with me. I want us to grow together. I don't want to leave anyone behind if I can help it. But at the same token, I have to realize that everybody is not meant to be on my journey.
Right. And you can't want it more than they want it for themselves. You know?
Correct.
You cannot, you can, that's saying you can bring a horse to the water, but you can't make them drink it. And yeah, it sounds good that we all come in together, we grow together and things like that. But some people are stuck in that settled mentality where they don't want to have that abundant mentality. They're stuck in that comfort zone, and the comfort zone is killing a lot of us when it comes to, you know, leveling up, growing our business, our brands, careers, families, whatever, because it's easy to just say, hey, let me just sit right here and I'm gonna just be okay with just being where I am. I'm blessed, but God didn't put us here to be mediocre.
Absolutely not. I agree.
He did not put us here to live in lack. So
I don't know what that means.
Right. No, you don't. But
I don't want to know what that means.
I tell my clients all the time, as a mindset coach, you have to change your mind in order to change your life. Sometimes people play the blame game and they blame their situations or their circumstances on how they are now as an adult. You have grown up. It's time to show up. Stop blaming mommy and daddy for what they just didn't know and figure it out yourself. Because it's easy to blame people, especially when it comes to friendships. Well, I saw my mama and all her friends, all they did was gossip and fight. So that's what you pick up on.
Right.
Yeah, it's time out for all that. It's time out for that. So let's talk about friends and business.
Yes.
And this is a touchy subject because I've been in business with friends a few times, but it didn't go anywhere. When it comes to friends and business, would you go in business with your friends? Are you in business with friends? How does that work for Tricia?
Oh God. At the present moment, no, I am not in business with friends. Have I tried it in the past? Yes. There wasn't any conflict. Thank God there wasn't any conflict there. It just didn't go anywhere because it was just basically merely resources per se. But at this point in my life, no, I don't think. I want to keep that separate for many reasons, because number one, I have to take my business serious. I have to take my business serious. And two, if I value a friendship, like, I want to help you grow, but at the same time, I want to separate the two. Right. Like, I honestly feel like, especially if it's someone I truly admire and I know that is a friend, let's just keep the two separate, because if there's any disagreements and we can't move past, I don't want it to be because of monetary means. I'm sorry. No.
Right. I totally agree, because everybody just don't think the same. And not saying that my way of thinking or your way of thinking or their way of thinking is bad. It's just that sometimes it just don't fit. and it's
Right.
okay. We just meant to be friends.
Right.
Yes, I love your answer. I love the answer. So let's get into fashion, like friends and fashion. And I know, like, I don't know if she's still like in your life or y'all, you know, best friends and stuff, but you had this one friend that used to come to Southeastern to stay with you and visit all the time. And when I saw y'all together, I'm like, man, they just be so on point. Like, yeah. So how
Right.
important do you believe that it is to build your friends up when it comes to looking good, mind, body, and spirit? Because you can look good on the outside and be ugly on the inside. So
Oh,
how
absolutely.
important is it for you to, you know, us in general, to build our friends up when it comes to fashion?
First off, I always tell my friends, be comfortable with whom you are. Never
Yes.
try to be someone else. Let's start there because it's so important. I always want to be authentic as possible, from the exterior on down to the interior. And I can honestly say that I just be who you are. Be comfortable in who you are. If you're that plus size friend that I completely adore, because I just love confidence, wear a
Yes.
confidence well. Like, it doesn't matter what you put on. You can have put a t-shirt on and a pair of jeans and walk out the door and have the greatest confidence ever, and it shows. And when you walk into that room, you demand attention.
Mm-hmm. And I think you hit the nail on the head with it when it comes to fashion. Fashion is all about confidence. I don't think it
Correct.
has anything to do with what you have on. It's how you wear it, confident.
Mm-hmm.
Because have you ever been in a room and somebody walked in that room and all eyes turned and shifts to that person because it's that energy, like, dang, like, who is this person? I got to talk to this person, because that confidence just,
Right.
you know, overshined anything. You weren't even looking at what they got on. You looking at, like,
Right.
I need to
Correct.
see, my spirit is leaping. Let me see why. Let me go talk, have a conversation. So it's absolutely right that you say, wear the confidence. Like, that is awesome. I'm speechless, and I don't really speechless, but
Absolutely.
she done made me speechless with that. But yeah, I love that.
Confidence is the trend itself.
Listen,
I
and
always my motto is adorned in confidence, clothed in passion.
yeah, I don't even have to say nothing else. Let's move on, because listen, she did not come to play with you guys today, and I'm so glad that we're doing this segment. And I know that the segment is going to do really well. We do have another young lady that will be joining us, and so we just going to talk about friendship, fashion, because in our community, and we're talking about the Black community, although my podcast is all around for different spectrums and different cultures and communities, I talk about what I know because I'm a Black woman. And I like to pour into my own before I can pour into somebody else. And when it comes to friendship, it is so tainted when it comes to Black women.
Mm.
I don't understand why it is so tainted, because our past is pretty much the same in a sense, because we have had life throwing curveballs, and we have to make stuff happen and putting on that strong woman cape when nobody asks us to, but we've been thrown, you know, through in the role so much, it's just become normalized. So when it comes to friendship, I have a heart for it, because I truly believe that we are not supposed to go through life alone. And God will send us those people in our lives that will pour into us, that will uplift us, that will impact our lives and empower us. So friendship and just being who you are. Like, what can you tell listeners when, if you know, anyone who is listening that feels like they're alone and feel like they don't have anyone that they can call a friend? What would you say to them right now?
You know, I never understood loners, because that's never been me. Like you said, you talk about stuff that you know, you're passionate about things that you know. Do I judge people who are loners or want to be by themselves or don't have social skills? you're missing out. You are completely missing out on doing life with someone, because there are some great people that will take you and help elevate you and have you to enter in rooms that you never even dreamed of. And
Right.
it's all pretty much is ordained by God himself. Is to have that circle of people that you can rely on and depend on, because I know what it feels like to be a strong Black woman from all different spectrums. And sometimes there are days that I don't have the strength to do certain things, and I need someone to help me in whatever capacity. So picking up the phone for me, I'm so grateful to have some great people in my lives. I'm simply a phone call away from, be helping to build up whether it's self-esteem, or if I'm just going like whatever challenges life bring at me, whatever curveballs are thrown my way, just being able to have that circle of people. And that circle can be 2 people or 3 people. Just connect the dots.
Yeah.
Just know who to call for whatever topic or whatever issues that you're going through at hand at that moment.
Right. And so this brings me to a question. And I just had this discussion with a friend of mine a couple of days ago. And we were talking about, you cannot tell every friend everything. You have certain friends that you talk about certain things to. Let's talk about that a little bit, because and it's nothing against anybody. It's just that I know that I can't talk to you about this because you run your mouth too much. And I know that you're not at a place where you're gonna help empower me. Not saying that you won't ever get there. It's just that I know your situation, so I wouldn't call you about the same situation and expect you to help me through it. So let's talk about friends. It's not a bad thing to have different friends that you talk to about different things.
Let me say this. My friends are knowledgeable in certain subjects at hand, and I know who to go to for certain things. I can't, if I've been married 19 years and I'm going through something in my marriage, I cannot call my friend who was just married 6 months to a year ago asking for marriage advice.
Right.
Or if I'm having issues with my children, I can't call my friend who don't have kids because they wouldn't understand. So I would always just pretty much recommend reaching out to that friend that resonates with what's going on with you, that's knowledgeable in that topic or subject that you're dealing with.
Absolutely.
Or even secrets, like, those very intimate moments, in my life, which, there's some things I can't share with someone, some people are not good listeners. Yeah. And when I want that positive feedback, I can't go to that friend that I know will do 90% of the time, will do most of the talking and less hearing me. They listen to give a response, but vice versa, don't really listen to understand.
Right. Or comprehend.
Absolutely.
And
if you have that friend, you might have a friend that means well and is genuine, but like if you open up about a certain issue that you consider a secret, and you reach out to them, and they honestly just might go to someone else to see how they can help you, not realize it. I didn't want you to tell anyone else. Like, this is between you and I, but they probably meant well. Like, well, I didn't mean it. I was just trying to see what I can do, to help you, or for that matter, but, in a sense, if it was in a negative way where it was gossip, then we have an issue.
Yeah, absolutely. And sometimes it's done in innocence. But the other people that they're talking about it to have malicious intent. That's
what I always say. Like, I'm careful what I share, because a lot of people will take your vulnerable moments and turn them into weapons.
Yes.
To come back in a different time in life and use those same vulnerable moments as a weapon to attack you. And we have to be careful with that, ladies. Like, we honestly have to be careful. I know that anger, it can trigger that, but like the word says, out of the abundance of the heart comes out of the mouth.
Mm-hmm.
And how you deliver that message back to me would pretty much dictate what direction our friendship is going to go.
Absolutely. It's all about your delivery. Tone matters. Facial expressions matter. Body language, all that plays a part when it comes to communication effectively, healthy, and comprehensively. Because if you just, like you said, just talking to respond, you're not hearing what I'm saying. I see that you're not interested, so I'm gonna pull away. I'm gonna feel some type of way. So yeah, I'm glad that we touched on that a little bit. But staying on trend. We know that confidence is the trend. But what are you looking forward to this coming season? Like, what are some of the things that you're looking forward to in fashion for this coming season? Because spring forward, it's all about the,
right.
It's different energy, a different season. Everything is growing and vibrant and all of that. So what are you looking for to this new season of spring?
Definitely keeping the pop of color.
Yes.
On in my closet or whatever, I call it a pop of love, like that melanated skin to glow.
Yes.
But this is what I would say. This is what I'm finding. And I've been doing some research on this. A lot of people probably think I buy a lot of designer clothes, and I don't. For many reasons. I buy designer handbags and shoes, but clothes, because I'm a girl with curves. I have natural curves as a Black woman.
Mm-hmm.
And there are clothes out there that I tend to gravitate to, but it's not designed for me. Right. It's not designed for us.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking for a lot of designers to keep women that have curves, natural curves, or whatever your curves, however you got your curves, I don't care.
Mm-hmm. Right. I ain't paying for it, so
whatever. However you got your curves, love them regardless. But I do wish that a lot of designers take into consideration more stretch materials, because if it don't have any stretch in it, I'm sending it back. I mean, refund. I need a refund, because a lot of, designers just don't keep into mind that, it may fit up top, but then on bottom, we can't get into them. Yeah. And that's happened to me time and time again. So with God's help and wisdom, we're going to fix that, ladies. We're definitely going to fix that.
I feel like you got something brewing over there. I feel like you got something brewing, and we're going to save that. We're going to save that because we want them to keep tuning in to the segment of Friendship and Fashion. But yes, I love that though. I think I'm looking forward to just like little dresses that you could just put on and just go. I think I'm just looking at like something that you could just put on, be cute, feel good, be comfy, and just go, because we have to make so many decisions in life every day. And sometimes you just don't want to worry about how you look when you leave your house. And my mama Betty said, you don't never leave your house looking any kind of way, because you never know who you're going to run into.
That is absolutely correct. And then the stereotype, oh my God, I can throw on a t-shirt and some tights and flip-flops and just go to the grocery store. I don't have to do a full face makeup or, no, I don't want to do that. Again, just be confident in who you are. Let's, of course, keep it, classy, keep it ladylike, but at the same time, just be confident in what you put on your body.
Yeah, and I feel like when you dress like that, you look the best anyway, because you ain't doing too much. You just letting that natural beauty show and shine through. Like ain't nothing like a baggy sweatpants for me.
Correct.
Yeah, I love that. Yes,
KeKe, I can be honest. I am transparent. 90% of the time, I am in gym clothes during the week.
Listen, I wear a lot of tights and stuff because I work at home, and I work 10-hour shifts, so I don't put too much thought in it. I just, and so when I do go out, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna look like something today, but it ain't much. I'm not doing too much. Like, but when it's time to step out, like I ain't gonna have step. No, because I'm doing it for me first and foremost. And just like with the curves and stuff, you have to make sure that you're doing this stuff for you. Don't do it to compete with other women, because at the end of the day, you done went under the knife, got these curves, and that man that you're trying to impress gonna go with that woman that don't have them curves. We've seen it happen and heard it happen every day. But that's another topic for another day. We got
another day.
Yes, we gonna talk about that coming up too. But you guys have been listening to the segment of Friendship and Fashion today on Kicking It with KeKe. Thank you guys for tuning in. We are back every month. We may do it bi-monthly. So just give you guys a little bit more insight on friendships and fashion. But again, thank you for tuning in. Tricia, thank you for coming to kick it with me and be a part of this segment. I appreciate it. So we get to see each other a little bit more, because we hadn't seen each other in so long. But know I'm here. I know you're here. You know, the vibe is still the same. Like, it has never changed. And that's one thing that I'm grateful for. We may not talk all the time or see each other or even spend time with each other, but the vibe has always been the same. And I appreciate that. So thank you. Thank you. You guys, make sure that you wear that confidence. Stay on trend with being confident who you are. Make sure that you are surrounded by people who uplift you, motivate you. And if that energy at all is off, it's time for you to do some self-inventory first and figure out why you staying around these friends when you know that the red flags are there. And then start from there. It's okay. You can let people go without letting them go. That don't mean that you have any ill will toward them. You don't want them to succeed. You're just in a different place. And sometimes that is a great thing. But until next time, thank you guys for tuning in. Love and light, peace and blessings. Purple hugs.
KeKe.